What's going on YouTube? Chris Kim here with my weekly video, and it is going to be a little bit different today. It's been like 95 degrees plus for the last couple of weeks here. I feel like we're going through some kind of crazy heat wave, but in reality this is just Houston weather. It's mid-August right now, so I felt like why not share some of my favorite soju recipes with y'all. They are easy and more importantly, they're cheap. Let's get into it. First up, yogurt soju. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself some Sprite, some soju, and this Asian yogurt. I use Yakult, and you're just going to have equal parts. So one shot of soju, one shot of Sprite, and one little bottle of the Yakult, which is about a shot. You're just going to pour all that into one glass, and boom, yogurt soju. Second up is lemonade soju. Now if you don't like lemonade, you can grab whatever fruit juice of choice, but for the purpose of this video, I'm using lemonade. Now you're going to grab a glass about yay big, fill it up with some ice, pour a shot of soju, a shot of Sprite, and just top the rest of that off with your lemonade. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Unlike some of these other drinks out here, which are difficult, lemon difficult. Alright, let's take a quick pause right here. For those of y'all who are sitting there thinking, oh, this 1-to-1 ratio, what is that? Well, that's a personal preference. I like to kick back and relax and chill on my drink. If personally you're trying to get weird, then you can always add more soju, or if you want it weaker, add less soju, add more mixer, add less mixer, or you can just use a stronger soju. The one that I'm using personally is 17.8%. They do make a 19% and a 24% if you're into trying to get weird. So, for those of y'all who are complaining right now watching this, just know that. Let's get back into it. Third up, melon bar soju. Now this is my personal favorite. My ratio is 2 shots of soju, 2 shots of Sprite, and 1 melon bar, which you can find at any one of your local Asian supermarkets. I get mine at H Mart. Just take the melon bar, stick it in your drink, and give it a quick stir until it gets a little bit cloudy, and enjoy. Fourth up, somek. Now enjoy this beer sweat in slow motion while I give you a quick Korean lesson in what somek means. Somek is derived from 2 words. One, soju, which in Korean is also soju, and beer in Korean is mekju. Soju, mekju, somek. As you may notice, there are measurements on the glass. These are actually for somek. The lowest measurement given on the glass is for 20 milliliters of soju, which is about half a shot, and 147 milliliters of beer, which is a little bit more than a third of your typical bottle of beer. Above that would be a shot of soju and about a third of a regular glass of beer, and so on and so forth. Now the secret to somek is the foam on top. Here are 2 ways you can accomplish the foam. First, you can take 2 chopsticks. Take the first chopstick and lower it into the glass near the side. You don't want it touching the side or the bottom of the glass, so raise it just a little bit above the bottom. You'll take your second chopstick and hit against the chopstick inside the glass. Repeat as necessary to create your desired foam. The second way to establish the foam on top of your somek is with these nifty little tools from Height General, specifically designed for this purpose. You take your chopstick, stick it inside the bottom of the tool, line it up inside your glass, and just click. Try your somek before and after creating this foam and see if you can taste the difference. Fifth and finally, watermelon soju. Now this particular watermelon soju was inspired by one that they serve out in a Korean restaurant in LA called Hanjip, which unfortunately I wasn't able to go visit when I was in LA earlier this year, and I really wanted to try this watermelon soju, so I decided to make it myself. I'm using a personal watermelon which I got for about $3. In addition, you're going to need Sprite, soju, and toppings of your choice. I'm sticking with the Hanjip version, which has Fruity Pebbles and Pop Rocks. Now first you're going to need to lay out your Asian newspapers so that you don't make a mess when you cut this watermelon open. Unfortunately, I didn't have any Asian newspapers on me, so I'm just using regular paper. But I guarantee you, everything tastes better off of Asian newspaper. Alright, catching up to what's going on in the video. First, you're going to have to cut off the ends of the watermelon. This is going to create a steady base for later. As you saw, I cut off way too much on the first side, exposing the watermelon, which is going to create a bit of a mess for later. Then you'll cut the watermelon in half, and you're only going to need half of the watermelon, unless you have a big group of people. Then proceed to cut into the watermelon. I go with a checkerboard pattern. This makes it easier to scoop out the watermelon. Just be careful not to cut all the way through to the bottom. Be sure to have a bowl on the side ready to go to scoop out the excess watermelon and watermelon juice, or if you're like me, just eat as you go. Pour equal parts soju and Sprite. I only pour a shot of each because I started getting full of eating the watermelon and didn't feel like grabbing a bowl. I suggest if you use Fruity Pebbles to pour as you go so you don't end up with soggy cereal. Now, just so y'all don't feel like y'all have been clickbaited because there was the word cheap in this title and you clicked on this video and you're like me, you're probably curious how cheap. So I'm going to tell you how cheap it was. The bottle I'm using is a 1.75 liter. That was about 15 bucks. They sell a 750 for 10 bucks and a 375 for around 5 bucks. The personal watermelon I bought was about 3 bucks. And the beer I'm using is a 640 milliliter. That's about the size of 2 regular beers, and I got that bottle for about 3 bucks. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave your comments below. Try these recipes out. Let me know how they go. Let me know if you play around and find something else that you like. If you find some new mixers to put on that watermelon, leave it all in the comments so I can try them too, and so everybody else can try them. Till next time, see y'all next week.